Hey YouTube, Casey Classic 7 here, back here with another video. Got some NBA 2K17 here. I wanted to do a discussion video about the polls Mike Wang put up yesterday. Unfortunately, I was unable to give my feedback in terms of voting, but I definitely want to give you guys my feedback in video form and just overall discuss the way the majority of the community voted when it came to these polls. The reason I also just put Golden State Portland matchup in the background just so you guys aren't looking at a screen that's not moving, a static screen. So I just chose this matchup because this is one of the matchups that I'm looking forward to, as well as the Oklahoma City Rockets matchup. But that's beside the point. So let's get into these poll results. The first in all of these polls, just so you guys know, was about shooting. So the first poll was talking about shooting difficulty. Too easy, too hard, just right were our choices. 53% of the community voted too hard. I'm not really understanding how this is the answer, I guess. And just so you guys have um, a baseline, 8,000 people voted on this specific poll. 53% of that 8,000 says shooting was too hard. Again, like I said, I don't know how the majority of the community can feel this way when we've seen teams in Pro-Am shoot 80%. Our team usually is around the 50 to 60% range when shooting. I'm sorry, I should have been a little bit more specific. Mid 50 to 60% range when shooting from the field and from three. And like I said, it's just mind-boggling that 53% of the community said that shooting in the game is too hard. I'm not really understanding how that is even how people can even feel that way when we see team players in park shoot crazy, when we see glass cleaners shooting the ball from all over the place, slashers shooting the ball from all over the place, step back threes from playmakers. It's, um, it's just crazy that people really have that mindset that shooting the ball is too hard. Next poll is talking about pro-am shooting. And I think this one was probably this one and one more I'm going to talk were probably the most aggravating to me. Shooting percentages in pro am. 69% of the people feel that shooting percentages in pro am are not too high. 69% of the people, and out of that, I'm sorry, 11,000 people voted in this poll. 69% of that 11,000 said shooting in pro-am is not too high. Again, like I said, guys, our team consistently can shoot 55 to 60%. We've shot higher, and it's crazy that people don't think that that's too high. Again, like I said in a video previously, a lot of these people who do play 2K now are not fans of basketball, and they are fans of 2K. I'm not gonna, call them casuals, because I mean, I guess they're casuals to the game of basketball, but I can't really call them casual 2K players because they obviously play 2K a lot, but they are definitely casuals when it comes to basketball, real life basketball. Um, and for those who think that 2K is not listening to their community, that can be nothing but further from the truth. Um, and I guess the best example of that is them adding twos back into the game. There was also a poll about steals. There was definitely a tweak to steals. There's been tweaks to shooting all this year. So 2K is definitely listening to the community's feedback. It's just that the people giving feedback on the game are not people who appreciate basketball at all. And outside of highlight videos and playing 2K, that's their only interaction with basketball. And I have a great example of this. One of the people who did vote, and I know that they voted on these polls, didn't even know Mike D'Antoni was the coach of Houston this year. But this same person is allowed to have an opinion on um, a game that prides itself on being a simulation basketball game. This is one of those people who wants to shoot, who wants to hit every single open jump shot um, from 3 point range. If they have a good look, it should be a green light. I digress. I'm not even gonna go there, but I'm just saying, someone who doesn't even watch basketball have an opinion on 2K basketball. This is funny. Um, Next one was about shooting archetypes versus non-shooting archetypes. Shooting archetypes should be boosted. Non-shooting archetypes should be nerfed. 55% of the community said yes. There was 15,000 votes on this one. Personally, I feel that all shooting should be nerfed, not just the non-shooting archetypes. All shooting archetypes need to be nerfed. Shooting percentages are way too high, and I don't honestly don't know how else to further put that. Shooting needs to be nerfed in general. They need to find a new shooting system. The way shooting is right now, it's not working, and they need to find a new shooting system altogether, in my opinion. This whole green light thing, I'm not a fan of it. I understand the concept of it, but they have to find um, a new system. I don't like the way it was in 16, where you could miss green light shots, but I also don't like the way it is now, where a higher percentage of your open shots will be green light shots. I am not a fan of that system as well. This one was another one of those polls where it was very telling. What percentage would a great shooter with great timing shoot when wide open? Another one, 15,000 people voted, and the majority, 54% of those 15,000 voted above 80%. So out of 10 open looks, 54% of the people think that 9 or 10, 9, or if not 9 of them, all 10 of them should go in. So you're talking about wide open pull up threes. You're talking about threes off the dribble wide open. You're talking about catch and shoot threes. Um, and the reason why I'm specifically making this about threes, because that's the shot that is most prevalent in 2K right now. You're not seeing that many people take mid-range shots. I mean, you're seeing some people utilize it, but the majority of these polls is about the three-point shot. And for people to think that they should make more than 8 out of 10 of those three-point shots is mind-boggling. When they're wide open with great timing, I understand that you know you you're wide open. You feel like you've got yourself wide open. You should knock that shot down. It just does not happen like that in basketball. If it did, if there was anyone who was able to hit um, 9 out of the 10 of their open looks, it's a good chance that that guy is going to be an MVP candidate. It just, like I said, it just doesn't happen like that. The last poll that Mike Wang put up was about a bump to open shots versus, and it also talked about contested shots. 13,000 people voted on this one. 58% of the people feel like there should be a bump up. There should be a reward for your open shots, so there should be a higher percentage of those open shots going in. The other choices were drop contested shots, both or neither. The next highest one was both with 35%. So out of 13,000 people, there's people who feel like contested shots need to be dropped, as well as their open shots need to be bumped. Personally, I feel like there isn't really a problem with contested shots. It's just because open shots go in so much, I feel like people feel like um, contested shots need to be dropped. But I don't really think that there's a huge problem with contested shots. It's just that shooting in general, you just shoot. It just shooting in general is just way too high. That's the huge problem with this. Um, I kind of rambled on in this video, but this is something that I'm extremely passionate about when getting a simulation basketball game. 2K is literally right there. They really are right there. But you have the majority of the people who play this game, they do not want to see this game turn into that simulation game um, that 2K claims itself to be. And these polls, if this wasn't more telling than anything, these polls tell you that the majority of people who play this game are not simulation guys. They do not want to see this game turn into a simulation direction, guys. And I'll leave you with this one. Over 80, over 80% of wide open, good released shots should go in. Do you think when Curry's wide open that he is taking a bad shot if he's wide open? He doesn't shoot 80% wide open. So what makes you think that your guy should shoot that when the greatest shooter arguably of all time doesn't shoot that? I'll leave you with that one, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please give me your feedback on this, please, because I want to have a discussion with these guys who feel that the game should go toward this offensive heavy style of play when we don't see that in actual basketball. Yes, the game of basketball is very offensive heavy, but the way that these guys want it to be, this is kind of like a comparison between an all-star game offense versus a regular NBA game offense. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. KC Classic 7 signing out.